responsibility is to support the Jewish people. Whoever can come to Israel to visit should. The mere fact that you see people who are willing to come and visit and say an encouraging word and spend a few dollars, that builds the morale, not to feel abandoned. The state of Israel is built upon emunah, upon faith. So we have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe that the God of Israel will not abandon us. That's the test.
Baruchim Abayim, and welcome to Torah Talks Chazaq's Tuesday night program with special guests. We have with us all the way from Eretz HaKodesh, from Israel, Rabbi Berel Wein, Shlita Baruch Haba. Rabbi Wein, how's the Rabbi feeling? How you doing?
Baruch Hashem, good, thank you.
Chazde Hashem, what a schutz, what a merit it is to have the Rabbi join us on Torah Talks, and we're going to be speaking about current events. And we usually ask a little bit of background about the rabbi, but everybody knows about the great Rabbi Berel Wein and the Sfarim and the Shirim and the history. So we're going to jump straight into it. Rabbi, we all know that we're living in crazy times. It's Arayli Yaakov. You know, what happened on Simchat Torah on Shmini Atzeret in Eretz HaKodesh in Israel on October 7th is in everyone's minds, even though it was well over 100 days since that horrific terrorist attack. If the rabbi could...
We're in the middle of a war here. There's no question we're in the middle of a war. And unfortunately, a war always entails casualties. The question is, do we have the staying power to win this thing? Because that's what it takes. The only thing that it takes is staying power. Not to stop in the middle and not to be seduced by all sorts of ideas, you know, humanitarian, this, that, all of that is baloney. So the question is staying power, and unfortunately, Israel has within it an element of the people that is very political and does not have staying power, and it is being pushed by the United States. That always pushes, it has this fantasy of a two-state solution, which never will exist. So it's a difficult time. It's a difficult time psychologically and emotionally and spiritually. And, you know, Mazot Solonu Hashem. What does God want from us? What does He want?
That's exactly my next question, Rabbi Wein. What is our duty? What is our responsibility at these difficult times, at the time of war?
Our responsibility is to support the Jewish people at all costs and against all ideas, not to waver, not to be. Not to care what UNRWA says. And that's a very hard task, because we are so influenced and prejudiced by media and by preset ideas, etc. The state of Israel is built upon emunah, upon faith. So we have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe that the God of Israel will not abandon us. And that's the test. And all of the Jewish people are in the mix here. It's not just the people who live here. It's everybody all over the world. In Queens also.
100%. We feel it, Rabbi Wein, and all over the world we feel it, and we're praying, we're davening, we're reading Tehillim. Is there any more concrete ideas that the Rav could share with our broad audience for those that are not?
Whoever can come to Israel to visit should.
That helps the economy, that helps the support, that
helps the morale.
The morale.
The mere fact that you see people who are willing to come and visit and say an encouraging word and spend a few dollars, that builds the morale. This is a question of morale, a question of staying power, not to feel abandoned.
Mm. I had someone that visited Eretz Yisrael in Israel, and he told me that the matzah, the situation over there, the positivity in a sense, was on a high compared to what the matzah, the situation is in America.
I
So the
agree
rabbi,
with that. I agree with that because the exile is always more depressing. It's always the fact that you know that you're living under the rule of others. It's that you don't have a voice in determining your future, determined by others, political parties, elections, all sorts of things. Uh, I, uh, you know, the main thing here is that it's Ein Brera. We don't have much of a choice.
right, right.
So things become very clear when you don't have choices.
Yeah, it's like that famous story of the war of the general that took his army on boats to a certain war zone, and he burnt down the boats. And when
Right.
you
So
have
then,
no prayer,
right, then they have to do it.
you have to do it. You have to go all out. Rabbi Berel Wein Shlita, many people are discussing, especially during Corona, I felt like there was a bigger discussion about it. The topic of Aliyah, making Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, to Eretz HaKodesh.
I
What
should
is
think that should be the goal of Jews, especially observant Jews. This is a Jewish life here. No matter how Jewish the life is in America, and it is in many places, here it's a Jewish life through and through. And you are helping build the future of the Jewish people. The future of the Jewish people is certainly not in the exile any longer. The exile is closing down. You see it in front of your eyes.
What about the situation about many people take into consideration, of course, there's parnasa, the livelihood.
Oh, everything is true. There's a problem of parnasa, of making a living. There's a problem of education. There's a problem of adjusting to a different type of mentality. You will always be an immigrant here. You will never be an Israeli. You'll never speak Hebrew the way they speak it. All of that is true. So what?
So what? So the Rav says to put all that to the side.
Well, I can only say that, that from my own personal experience, I can only talk for myself. I've never felt as Jewish as I do here.
Wow.
And I've never, been so satisfied with life. Even though on October 7th, I went in the bomb shelter 8 times.
Wow. How long ago did the Rav make Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael? And where is currently the Rabbi living?
I made official Aliyah 30 years ago, and I made permanent Aliyah 27 years ago.
Interesting. What's the difference? Sorry.
For 3 years, I went back and forth.
Ah.
I still was the Rav in Muncie, etc. So I went back and forth for a few months.
And where's the Rav currently living in Eretz Yisrael in Israel?
Shalom.
Yerushalayim, Eretz Kodesh. Wow, that's amazing.
Chavia.
Rechavia. Very, very, very nice. So Rabbi Berel Wein, many of us in America, we feel like the situation in Eretz Yisrael, many people tell this to me, like the Rav just encouraged everyone to go visit. They feel like, for quote unquote, for lack of better words, dangerous. With the war going on, with terrorists around us, what message could you tell people that think like that?
It's always dangerous to be a Jew.
So the Rav is saying it makes no difference if you're in Israel, if you're in America.
I would say that you in New York are more afraid to walk on the street at 10 o'clock at night than we in Israel are at any time. So it depends how you measure danger.
How about the fact that it says that Eretz Yisrael niknit be'isurim, that the land of Israel is
So that's the truth. The truth of the matter is that the land of Israel is acquired through challenges, through problems. It's an enormous gift that we have. You can't expect it free.
100%, 100%. So the Rav is encouraging people to put the difficulties, the hardships,
Absolutely.
put it to the side,
No,
and
no, learn about it, visit, do it with seichel, do it with good intentions and logic, and you'll be fine.
wow, amazing. Is there chizuk that the rabbi could give for those that are unfortunately not able to make the move for whatever reason? Let's just say
So
a
again,
spouse.
the chizuk, the support, is to support the Jewish people, not to be quiet, not to accept the New York Times, not to think that somehow all of this is going to blow away. It's a mental chizuk,
Mm.
a mental strength.
So Ba'asher Husham, wherever you are in the world, every single person could support Eretz Yisrael, could support the Jewish people. They can make a
Absolutely,
difference.
absolutely.
So
And
one of the things
everybody
I
in their
encourage.
own way, whether it's with money, whether it's with the volunteering, with words, with debate, with writing your congressman.
Ishtadlus, make
Every
the
Jew
effort.
should write their congressman in support of Israel. If they got 300,000 letters, it would make them a big difference. You can't sit back. Do something.
This is something we say all the time in Chazaq. We're very politically active. We encourage people all the time to get involved and to write letters and to do different things. And I'm so happy to hear from Rabbi Berel Wein directly the importance of making an effort. Rabbi, we all know that Torah is the biggest protection for Am Yisrael, learning Torah. What chizuk, what inspiration can you give those that are in the Arba, the four walls of the Bet Midrash, of the Kollel, that are sitting and learning for Am Yisrael? And for those that are balabatim, that are workers, that come at nights or come after shul and they open up a sefer, what encouragement could you give to them?
So that's supporting the Jewish people. That's one of the elements of support of the Jewish people is that we have B'nai Torah, that people are learning. That's our life. That's why we're here. That's the secret of our survival. The secret of our survival is Torah. So again, anything we can do to contribute to Torah, whether personally or learning or financially, etc., is all part of strengthening the Jewish people.
100% true. Rabbi, before the horrific attack on October 7th, Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah, with what I understand, there was a very big divide in Eretz HaKodesh with regards to the secular and the frum. With what I understand today, right now, because of what happened, there is much more unity. Achdut, everyone's more together. Is that accurate? Is this what Rabbi sees? And how can we, if that's accurate with what I believe it is, so could we continue it even in times of not having war?
If it were up to me, I would abolish all political parties.
Wow.
Most of the divide is caused by the politicians, not by the people. And I think that's true in the United States also.
In the United States, Rabbi Wein, we only have two political parties. In
Right,
Israel,
but you see the mess that it is.
yes, there is, yes, for
And
sure.
so when you have 12 political parties, it's a bigger mess.
But I don't know how realistic. I'm saying I understand what the
But
rabbi
that's
said.
not realistic. I know it's not realistic. I'm just pointing out a situation.
So
But
with the situation that we're in, with the fact that there are all these different parties, how can we keep
parties
that?
and egos and personalities, it's all of that mixed together. Okay, so that's the human condition. We don't have prophets any longer. We don't have that type of leadership any longer, so we have to muddle through. That's all.
So what's the right
We should not.
approach?
We should not believe the media. We should not believe what people tell us. most of it is fake.
Fake news, as they say over there. I hear. Rabbi Wein, this might be a little bit of an interesting question, but being that I'm involved in many different segments of classes of the Jewish community, primarily we do kiruv over here at Chazaq, but we have different people from outside that are always saying how they say that Israel will have all these issues because it's a Jewish state or something along those lines, and they're saying that it's not supposed to be under Jewish authority and things along the line. What message could you give to such people that have such mindsets?
I don't understand what you said. Why do they? What has Jewish got to do with it?
They say they quote some sort of Sfarim. I think there are certain rabbis
that's even quoting Sfarim can be fake.
meaning that the ideologies are not up to par. It's not accurate.
No, I don't think so at all.
100%. I hear
They
Rabbi.
have a love of Torah and a love of people and a love of the Jewish people and a love of every Jew. That's the mitzvah. And especially in our time when we've gone through the past century, what has happened to us, we haven't got time for all this nonsense.
100%. Just love everyone. That's the best message that the rabbi could give to everyone. Get along with everyone.
Get along. You don't have to. There are people that are hard to love. I agree, but I don't have to. I don't have to hate them. I don't have to make such an issue out of it.
The vessel that holds on to blessings is shalom, is peace.
Always, it's the attempt to have a correct understanding of peace. Okay.
Right. There could be difference of opinions, but we have to understand that there were 12 Shvatim, there were 12 tribes, and there were different.
Yeah, that's right. There's always going to be a difference of opinion. And the Gemara says that the Lord created us with different appearances. So just as we don't look the same and we don't have the same DNA, we don't think the same. So what?
Exactly.
I don't hate you because you have blue eyes. So why should I hate you because you have a different opinion?
Powerful. 100%. So, Rabbi Wein, we have a minhag, a custom, a final message for our broad audience.
Yes, go ahead.
One final message we could get from the rabbi for our broad audience. Last piece of chizuk inspiration, whether it's a story, an insight, a chiddush, and whatever it may be, a takeaway.
Be strong.
Be chazak.
Remember the words of the prophet Yonah. Ivri Anochi, I'm Jewish. He could throw me off the boat, but that's who I am. And that's what we are now.
Powerful, powerful message by Rabbi Berel Wein. Amazing chizuk inspiration. We're forever grateful for the Rav, for all that you've done and all that you do for Klal Yisrael, for the Jewish people.
Yes, that's the message. That's the message.
That's the message. Ivri Anochi, we're Jewish. We have to be proud of our Judaism, and we have to support our fellow Jewish brothers and sisters all over the world. And Rabbi Wein, we want to thank you on behalf of Chazaq for all that you do and all that you've done for Klal Yisrael, the Sfarim, the books, the shir, and the lectures. We're forever grateful.
Thank you, and you be well and be successful.
Amen. Okay, that's another amazing episode of Chazaq's Tuesday Night Torah Talks with special guests. We had Rabbi Berel Wein all the way from Eretz HaKodesh about current events. We want to remind everyone at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Chazaq Torah Talks with special guests, 8:30 p.m. Chazaq.org/live. Special thank you to all of our podcast players and platforms that have the podcast. Special thanks to Torah Anytime. Daily giving, $1 a day goes a very far way. We appreciate their support as well. And we want to remind everyone that we are in midst of a massive Chazaq campaign. En Kemach Ein Torah. Without funding, there is no Torah. We can't do all these amazing programs. Aside from this Torah Talk, which we have so much amazing feedback, we all know that Chazaq arranges hundreds of shiurim, hundreds upon hundreds of shiurim every single year, many different rabbanim and speakers. But that's just the cherry on the top. We all know that the main mission is to help guide, inspire, and change the lives of the thousands upon thousands of Jew kids that unfortunately don't get a Jewish education because they go to the public school systems. We have after-school programs for them. We have teens division programs for them. We have a youth center, an amazing youth center, which is a major game changer. We just started it this past year. That these kids come to, and there's food and prizes and incentives and amazing mores and rebbeim and big brother and big sisters and games. And Baruch Hashem, we're seeing amazing payers, amazing fruits from all the hard work that we have going on. And then we have a yeshiva placement division that, after school programs are for kids that are in the public school system, but the main thing is to give them Jewish education by sending them to yeshiva. And Baruch Hashem, to date, we've transferred well over 1,500 neshamot just the last few years alone. Baruch Hashem, from public schools to yeshivot. We need everyone to get involved. This is aside for the Bet Midrash and the Kollel and the new night call that we started, and the Chazaq Connection, Shidduchim division, and the food pantry, the newsletters, and many other things that we do. We want to do a lot more. We can't do it alone. No one could do everything. Everybody could do something. So we're asking everyone to please get involved. Send an email to info@chazaq.org, info@chazaq.org. Become an ambassador, a leader, a donor, a sponsor. Dedicate these programs and events. And suggestions are always welcome. Please send us an email, reach out to us, 718-285-9132, 718-285-9132, or info@chazaq.org. Thank you very much once again to Rabbi Wein and the Sorot Tovot.